produced the first Myeik city property report, which has just been released. Myeik is the largest city in the Tanthai region, which is the southernmost region of Myanmar, which borders upon Thailand. When you look at Myanmar's future economic growth, a lot of it is also going to be driven by what happens in the regional cities. So we've looked at a number of them around the country, and overall we've come back very optimistic, and this is why we've produced a Myeik report. Myeik, it is located in a region that is abundant with natural resources, both on the land, with things like rubber and palm oil, and also off the sea, especially with a significant amount of fisheries along the long coastline of Tanthai. And the key to this is that at the moment, according to business people in Myeik, about 90% of the fishing catch in Myeik goes directly to Thailand, normally in a city called Ranong. And the issue obviously is that Myanmar is losing out on its value-added business, which is part of the point that the government is talking about of import substitution, where a lot of the products that should be manufactured in Myanmar are not, and they're manufactured outside. So this is a key area in which Myeik and other cities all over Myanmar have a potentially a very a good future in being not so much the large industrial powerhouses, but on a smaller level, supporting local industry and added value added. What's holding back Myeik is two major issues at the moment, two major problems. One is electricity. Myeik does not have access to the grid. It is powered by diesel generators, which are about 8 or 9 times as expensive to run as being on the grid for electricity prices. And this makes running of cold storage plants and just general fish processing manufacturing very expensive and not feasible currently. The other aspect holding back Myanmar or areas in the region outside of Yangon is the transport infrastructure. Again, it's hard to get your products from Myeik out into not only into export markets like Thailand and Malaysia and other countries, but also within Myanmar itself. Again, going back to the problem of import substitution. So with an improved public transport system, Myeik could be one of the smaller regional industrial centres. There's already a very low quality industrial area in Myeik by the existing port, but there are ambitious policies, and I think also realistic ones, for a new industrial state. They've already have the land carved out ready, available, and what is now missing is that electricity, especially for them to begin that process. And we're very positive about the future. The Myeik business people are very strong. They've developed, many businessmen are developing their own businesses despite these problems. Aquaculture is a growing feature of the Myeik economy, with shrimp farming and soft-shell crab farms scattered around the Myeik area. Of course, the traditional view of Myeik is the archipelago, which hosts a beautiful array of beachfront islands, hundreds of islands that are potentially available for development, and there's a great future in that. And I've been to a number of them and see a very strong potential for a very strong resort market. That's fine, but that is sometimes out of the reach of a lot of travellers who don't have the budget for the resort hotels. So where Myeik can come place, the city of Myeik and other towns as well along the Tanthai coastline, is having hotels that can support the less well-off travellers, let's say, who would not be able to afford the resort market, the resort hotels, but could afford a reasonable quality hotel in the, say, $50 to $100 mark. Good quality, maybe a swimming pool, that can then allow them to use that as a basis for travelling to the islands on a day trips. And that could be a very strong potential market in the tourism industry. Also, Myeik itself is a lovely town. It contains some rather interesting colonial heritage buildings scattered around the city, and a nice lake. So Myeik in itself could be a very easy day trip, or a place to spend a day in its own right. And also the hotel sector is also catering to business people, as I mentioned before with the industrial sector. A lot of people are therefore coming to Myeik, and therefore they will need a place to stay, and therefore there is a need for again a regional quality hotel, which is usually a three-star or four-star hotel. And what we've seen in the last 4 years is a growth in hotel development in Myeik from a very low baseline up to now, where there are now more decent hotels where previously there wasn't. The retail sector, like a lot of secondary markets, is primarily traditional shop houses and wet markets. However, in Myeik there are two shopping centres, albeit almost all local tenants, but both are anchored by supermarkets. And although I wouldn't put them on the level of the quality even that you see in Yangon, but by any standards of international quality, they still represent a start. Most people in Myeik, just like again a lot of almost all the secondary cities, live in landed property. But there is a condo development that's in the planning stages and is now for sale. The units are for sale on plan to the north of the city. I hope that we can do, I expect we will do more reports outside of the Yangon and show you more of what's going on in Myanmar, which is a very interesting and developing country overall, and it adds to the overall view that we believe in Myanmar. Thank you.